I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. Another thing I'm proud of about my journey was this taught me I can still make it through trauma and learn from it and keep going. Cause for a while I questioned could I still do that, and I'm proud to report I still can. Cause that's what this whole journey taught me about. It taught me about going through trauma, accepting the trauma you go through, learning from the trauma and still growing and still going, not letting myself stop just because it got harder, just because it got tough, or just because it got uncomfortable. I still can run through it and do what I gotta do. And that's something about myself I had missed when I was in my life earlier. And it feels good to know I can still do it. I can still push myself through the hardest times and say what I gotta say and do what I gotta do. And I'm not letting myself back down. I'm not letting myself quit. I'm not letting myself escape or make an excuse to make myself feel better. I'm doing what I gotta do this time to actually push myself through and actually see the journey through to the end and actually get the result. I'm not making no more excuses. I'm not making anything seem like it's nothing more than it is. I'm living it for what it is. I'm facing the truth and I'm overcoming it. I'm not living in this world of delusion or made up things. I'm living with things as they are and facing the truth about life, the truth about myself, and the truth about my journey. Because I used to live in delusion when it came to my life a little bit with the way things were. I'm seeing things for what they are, dealing with them for what they are or who people are, and just accepting life for what it is and getting through it for what it really is versus what I used to think it was when I was in that delusional care about everybody state. I'm seeing life for what it is and living it accordingly. And it feels better to see life and see myself for who I really am and accept myself and my career for what it really can be than it is to live in delusion with made up things that you know are not true. I'd rather live in reality and face the toughest parts of reality about myself and about my life than to ever live in delusion and made up things. That's what I'm comfortable with. I know I can live in reality of my life, and I know I'm living my life the truest, most honest way of myself and the truest, most honest way of my career. I didn't let myself live in a delusion or any made up thing to make it true or make up anything to make myself get by. It made me face the truth of how my life really is and how people around me and how everything really is. And it allowed me to live and adjust my life accordingly. That's what I'm thankful for spirituality. It brought me reality and allowed me to see my life for what it really is and allowed me to make the adjustments that I know I needed to make to grow up the way I needed to grow up and become the version of me that I needed to become. And that's what I want to tell you guys. You have to live in reality. Spirituality to me is my reality. It's what works for me. It's what's real to me. So it's what works for me. And it is reality. It's just a different type of reality. It depends on the person. You can't tell a person with a spiritual gift they don't have a gift because you never felt it and you don't know what it feels like. If you're not spiritual, that's fine. But I'm not finna hate on nobody that's not spiritual, or I'm not finna spend time hating on somebody with a different religion or a different belief in mine just because I don't believe in it. That's their reality. That's what they had to do to face their truth. And I'm not finna hate or destroy nobody else's career just because it's something that I don't believe in. I don't understand why people do that. And that's what I want to talk about today. Stop hating on people because they're different. Support their difference and allow them to be who they are and you be who you are. You don't see nobody hating on you because you believe in whatever you believe in. Let people be who they are. Even when it comes to politics, let that side believe what they believe. I know it's crazy, but let them believe what they believe, and you believe what you believe, and you go by your business, and they go by their business. Why can't we let people be what they are or who they are? And if you just don't agree with it, don't go around that person, or don't subscribe to that person content, or don't post stuff on that person page. Just because you don't believe in what they believe in, don't mean you got to get on there and make fun of them and do all that weird stuff just because you don't believe in their content. Let them be who they are and you be who you are. That's the way the world should work. But you got too many people with too strong a belief, and if you don't believe they way, it's so much wrong with you. They got to make fun of you and this and that. Let people be who they are. And if you don't agree with it, leave them alone. Simple as that. That's the way I feel like the world should go. But you know, it never works out that way because you got too many people that believe they right. If they way work for them, let them do them. And if your way work for you, let you do you. That's the way the world should be. But what I really love is spirituality showed me the truth about my life. I chose to accept it and do the right things for me to make sure I need to grow up and adjust the way I need to adjust to be able to live the life I need to live. And that's what I love about it. It showed me my reality. It took the rose colored glasses off. I see situations for what they are, and I'm moving accordingly to my real life. I'm not living in no delusion. I'm not living in no made up world. I'm living in reality and facing reality harder than I ever have. And I'm proud of myself for being able to deal with it, man up, and make the adjustments I've made. I'm still making adjustments. It's an ongoing thing. I'm learning more every week through spirituality and every day through spirituality. But I'm continuing to face the truth and not be afraid of it. Just seeing life for what it is and dealing with it accordingly. That's what I'm proud of about my spiritual journey. It didn't allow me to hide or living in a delusion or live in a made up world the way I did when I first started it. I see life for what it is, and I'm dealing with it for what it is, and actually dealing with my actual problems, and actually working through my trauma, as we all should want to do to make us better people. But you have to deal with it for what it is. You can't deal with it by any made up delusion or anything you have in your mind. You have to tell the truth and deal with it as if it's a real thing. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion and why I'm happy about my spiritual journey. It made me see life for what it is and deal with it accordingly. And I hope and wish the rest of the world can do the same thing, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, though. You have to see it for what it is, and you have to decide what you want to put up with and what you don't. And the things you don't, you man up and get away from. And the things you do, you keep and you learn to function with. Simple as that. There ain't no excuses, there ain't no shortcuts, there ain't no ins and outs. Either you do want to deal with it and you want better or you don't. Simple as that. And I made the changes I need to make because I want better. And that's what I'm thankful for about my spiritual journey. It made me see the truth for what it is and act accordingly. And you guys can do the same thing. If you want a better life, it's up to you. But that's just my feeling of what spirituality made me see on my personal journey. And I hope it helps you guys, in my opinion. But that's my opinion, though, from my personal spiritual process. And I'm not going to let myself down. I'm going to make myself finish the journey and win the way I'm supposed to win because I'm tired of stopping short, making excuses, and not finishing the job. I'm here to finish the job, and I'm going to do what I have to do to make sure I finish it victoriously by the end of this year, in my opinion. But that's my opinion, though.